Gee.
Let's get this show going,
and then
man.
we'll just go through
Hurry
that.
up! Hurry up! Hurry up! Hurry up! Come on now. We're going to have action soon. Right here. It ain't going nowhere. Boy, your ass got some technique, boy. You ain't show me that this summer. Hey, why on track?
Ball at the 5, third down and 2.
That was bad. Let's go have some fun, bro. We ain't got to talk about too much. He wasn't playing the ball. It's holding. Cliff. The Cliff.
How is that not called?
That ain't gonna call a damn thing.
What is the delay for? He's standing right there.
He's taking a card out. He's a piece of paper.
It's that close? Dear Lord.
Hello and welcome. We are the Aussie guys. I'm AJ. Well, this seat is not vacant this week. He's back.
He's back out of COVID protocols.
Yes, my bronze butt. I smell like beach tonight. I've got my fake tan on, just sort of curing.
Oh, I can smell that.
I know. Did you wonder what it was?
No.
Well, I'm not a big fan of the sun. I love the warmth, but I hate the sun. And when you work in it for 30 years,
yeah,
you get sick of it in a way. And it's So I haven't had a chance to get out in it. So I was looking a bit pasty, and I get down to the gym, and when you can actually, your legs are transparent. It's sort of good look. So,
and I dare say, working out in the sun, G, your skin, you'd have to look after your skin because you could get pretty bad
melanomas.
Well,
stuff like that.
Not only melanomas, but
starts to look a bit worn, bit leathery.
Yes.
Yeah, no, sunscreen on every day.
Yeah.
30 plus.
Hey, Campy. Yeah, the new guy. Yeah. It was a pretty G before we started said, let's keep it toit. I reckon it was pretty toit last week, Ben. We ran a pretty solid ship.
I didn't listen to it because I heard there were good reviews, so I just sort of not listen to that one.
Yeah, well, we just, the guys behind the glass are just saying, that the Twitter impressions were up. There were plenty of, I guess all the analytics were going in the right direction.
You probably lost one viewer anyway. My mum wouldn't have tuned in for that one. Not with me, her son not being there.
Very true.
Yeah,
very true.
So one down anyway.
Yes, and
I'm not sure we still broadcast on analog radio though.
That's a fair point too.
Ooh,
she's wondering when do you guys come in like an 8-track? Do you put out at the end of the year? So listen to it.
That's an untapped demographic. The AM band.
Can someone please tell me why we still have AM? Why are people still? I don't understand. Look, I must admit, I don't understand what AM and FM. I don't know the difference. I know that one's a hell of a lot clearer than the other one. And a lot of people on AM just talk. But I don't know the difference because at the moment my aerial is not working properly on my car.
Oh,
probably because I don't have one because it got ripped off by a ladder. But
and you can only listen to AM.
Yeah, no, only FM. FM still works fine. It's perfect.
Oh, okay.
AM is terrible.
Who listens to AM? Yeah, it's a good question. My mother does, and that probably tells you everything you need to know because she's almost 90.
ABC?
I don't know what it is, but the people on AM always speak very like, and now we're going to have this song.
They seem a lot more educated.
Very gently. They speak very softly and gently. Yeah. And then this music comes on that is like from the 40s or 50s. It's
big
terrible.
band music.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they used to get down the old dance halls. My mum still talks about those days.
Yeah.
And mate, it seems great. She had the beehive going, all that in the day. Different colours every week. Purple, red, whatever. It was going at the time. Jet black.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love the fact you'll be listening to it because I probably only listen to it when the cricket's on or something. Not that I'm listening to that right now, but you're listening to it and then you hear like.
Are you all out yet? Maybe back into bat.
Near. We'll be back in soon. Yeah. But yeah, you listen to it and then you hear like shh, and then about 5 seconds later, a plane goes over your head. Like you're like, what? What's going on?
Hey, now with this cricket thing, because we're playing you guys in the Ashes, it's not a good thing to bat and then go and bat straight again, is it? That's not good.
I think in general, Englishmen batting in Australia, it's not a good idea anyway.
It's not a good idea.
No.
I thought once you bat once and you're all out and you go and bat again, I don't think that's a good thing. It's almost like if you're a Chargers guy and you don't get the call and they call tails and that was the end of the game, basically.
Oh,
that was a good game.
That
was a good game.
Yes, it was a good game.
Very good game.
Stupid rule. Get rid of it.
I don't have any hard feelings about the fourth downs, for example, but I do feel a bit shitty about that overtime because it's like, well, fine. Mahomes, Kelsey had a hell of a game. Mahomes was starting to hit his stride. We're starting to see vintage Mahomes. But, it's, honestly.
You should be given the opportunity. The offense of the other team should be given the opportunity to go down the field. They say, well, you've got a defense. You should stop them. Well,
that's
mate,
BS.
Not every defense is better. Yeah, it's just every.
Well, it's like
I don't like it as a rule.
Yeah. Was it the AFC Championship game a couple of years ago? Was it like Mahomes' first real season? And it was the Patriots against the Chiefs, and it was such a great game. Like it was, it went to overtime, and Brady took them down the field and scored the touchdown. And you were just like, come on, like that's not what we want to see as fans. Like we want to at least see then the other guy have a shot to go and answer that right away. So yeah.
Well, we still remember when you used to be able to just go and kick a field goal and win it.
That
was worse.
Yeah, that's
right?
worse. Yeah.
But the fact that you can do that, and I know that some people, and I did hear on Mike Florio's show, a guy I was speaking to said, "Oh, look, well, you've got to play defense." Well, look, come on, it's been shown to favor the offense. And also, it's an offensive game.
Yeah, it is, exactly.
Football favors the offense.
Yes.
Not to mention the fact that Derwin James was out, and also quite a few...
We don't get an extra opportunity just because Derwin James was out.
No, but I mean, it's... both the offenses were firing. Both the offenses were moving
you guys
the ball.
lost a lot of opportunities to score touchdowns.
I know. From deep in the red zone, I know.
Joshua Kelly. What is Joshua Kelly doing? What is he doing touching the football in that situation?
I have no idea.
Justin Jackson, mate. Justin Jackson was on fire.
Yeah, Justin Jackson looks much better.
He had some really good holes to run through.
Well, earlier in that drive, he broke off for like a 20-odd yard run to get them actually down
Heaven
there.
knows.
But he ran through a nice hole, didn't he? But give him the opportunity to score the touchdown, for Christ's sake.
Or even Austin Eckler. I mean, come on, heaven forbid. But Austin Eckler, I know, was coming back from injury, is a little bit on a snap count, I think.
Yeah, that's the time you don't have a snap count.
Yeah, that's right. When the game's on the line. Yeah.
Well,
when you want to win.
Straight after that fumble, Mahomes threw the pick, the terrible sort of dump off. And the first play, it was like Austin Eckler. Touchdown. It was like, why did we, we're not going to make ourselves look stupid anymore.
Yeah, he wasn't throwing that ball forward either. That was a fumble.
Oh no, that was later. That was the tip, the tipped interception.
No. The one where he pulled it down and then he said, "No, I was going." No, you weren't, mate. No, you weren't. That got knocked out of your hand.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. And that was a great play. That was a really great example of a defensive player finishing the play. Like he did, because he'd done the play fake and then Bosa just kept going. Yeah. But AJ, I did feel bad for all Chargers fans as well. The fact that the Chiefs, for the overtime coin flip, sent out Melvin Ingram, who then won the coin flip.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oops. Oh, jeez. I didn't notice they
sent broken into Ben's place.
I didn't know they sent out Melvin Ingram. Oh my goodness,
they did. Yeah.
That's lousy. Look, it was such an important game for the Chargers too, because they could have been.
It was for the lead.
The lead in the AFC West, but also they would have had the tie break. Now we're a game apiece with the Chiefs. We would have had 2 games on the Chiefs. We would have had them in a tie break. Now, look, the Chargers are going to make the playoffs. I mean, I'm going to look at bigger picture. But it's a shame. Gee, it was such a good game.
I'm just a little bit pissed because I started. I'm playing you this week in a knockout final, AJ.
Yes.
And I started the Russian Booker.
Oh yeah.
Over Nick Folk. So I thought, yeah, but I thought, mate, they're going to, mate, this Chargers D ain't that great. They're going to be within field goal distance every time they get the ball.
Right.
Well, most of the time. Mate, he should have ended up with about 14 points. But when you go for 2-point conversions, fourth downs, I'm thinking just kick the field goal, mate. I need the points. I ended up with 8. I reckon he got ripped off for at least another 5. But I'm in good position because AJ started a running back. Yeah, Clyde Edwards was hilarious. So I'm pretty happy that my kicker scored the same as Clyde Edwards, one of your running backs, which is that's good enough for me. So,
yeah, see,
except I'm playing Ben in another one.
Yeah,
and Ben started Travis Kelce, and I don't know what the hell their scoring is in that league. Because what was it, 47.9 he got? Like, what do we give him in that league for tight ends?
Which league is it?
I think that's Aussie Dynasty 2, and it's the tight end premium league.
Okay,
but I mean, he did go off for 191 and 2.
47 points. Like, come on, seriously? Are we going to get
how many
rid of
receptions?
Tight end premium? That's crap.
No, you got to have tight end premium. It's just that the guy's right at the top, though.
No, well, we have another league that we play in, which is our God scoring. Shout out to Kyle.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And he scored 31 point whatever.
Oh, still?
That's
31?
That's real scoring. We don't get receptions. We don't get points for receptions. There's no tight end premium. It's just what you get on the field. I like that.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, it got to the point before that game, and obviously, there was meant to be 2 games today. Today in the US, where I was like, I just need to start anyone right now because I don't even know if half my roster is going to be there by the game on Sunday. It was,
and that's the shitty thing. Speaking of that, because if you kind of normally you can kind of plan things out. Now, if you are a little bit cautious, you could be in trouble. Like, let's say you wait till, games on that are on our Wednesday, right? And if some guys go out COVID related, or there's been injuries that have come up, right?
Tyler Higbee last week was one.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people would have had Tyler Higbee as their tight end, and he was ruled out before the game. And a lot of leagues you can't. Either some people can't make a change because they do waivers, or who else are you going to play? Like, there's no one to add, right?
I see Campy's put a few things up there. What is crybaby Campy putting up these days? I don't want to be in flea flicker anymore. I'm leaving the league. You're a bitch, dude. Just stay there. You join it for 1 year and then you piss off. I don't want to be here anymore. Mate, how hard is it to go from one league on your computer to the other? It's not like you have to. It's not like you have to write the program for it to get in there. You just click a button and you're in there.
Which league?
I'm in 4 different style. I couldn't care less. I put them all up. I put them all up on my screen.
Actually, I'm in 4,
and I just go into all of them. Yeah, and I just
different tabs.
Yeah, who cares?
I have different tabs open.
Not big deal.
I think
can't keep track. Keep track of what?
It does kind of drive me a little bit crazy, though.
Come on. No,
I think Flea Flicker need to install like a server or a tower in Mitchum, and then he'll be fine. Like he'll stay in the league. I reckon.
Mate, honestly, that's the easiest. Connection. That's the easiest one to use, I reckon.
Flea Flicker is probably.
It's basic, but it's so simple to use.
Yeah, true. So now we've got a breakdown of games that's all over the shop. So obviously we had the Chiefs and the Chargers, and that game is in the books. Tomorrow, our time, Saturday in the US, tomorrow, our time, we still have one game, Patriots at Colts. Monday, so Sunday games, Monday for us, normal slate of games, Cowboys, Giants, Texans, Jags, Titans, Steelers, Jets, Dolphins, Cards, Lions, Panthers, Bills, Bengals, Broncos, Falcons, 49ers, Packers, Ravens, Saints, Bucks, which is the...
Mate, can you believe that? What? Falcons, 49ers, if we win, we have the same record. Who would have thought that the Falcons and the 49ers would have the same record?
That's
with
actually,
3 games to go.
That's actually unbelievable. So that's actually a
Mate,
decent slate of games.
Mate, we got the same as the Saints. Who else? Mate, we're better than the Seahawks. This is bullshit.
The guys on the guys on around the NFL have actually got a hashtag going saying Atlanta matters. Like it's like
Right.
because everybody's been off Atlanta the whole season.
Mate, we've got a record better than a few teams anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, but what they're saying is that people wrote you off from the start.
Oh, I wrote us off.
Yeah, so it's like, well, actually, no. Like this is a team
Falcons
that's
fans
6 and 7, right? Like,
then we have on for Monday night, which would be it's Tuesday for us. Raiders at Browns, Vikings at Bears. So 2 games.
You might win one there, mate.
And then on the Wednesday, our time, Tuesday in the States, we now have Seahawks, Rams, and Washington Eagle and at Eagles.
Now these games have been
at the same time.
Position.
Yeah, at the same time.
These games have been brought to that position because of COVID.
Correct. Yes.
Now the problem you might find, say, if in those you're gonna take the risk on Cooper Kupp, and there's some guys in there. Like I'm going to take the risk on Jalen Hurts.
Sure.
But his is more of an injury. But I'm thinking the COVID guys.
Yeah.
If you don't play people before that and you take the risk that these guys and they still have COVID, like I don't know how the whole COVID system's working over there, but you could just end up with having vacant spots.
Yes, exactly. But that can happen. That can happen with a Monday night game.
Yes, of course it can.
But this is a bit more extreme. And also, given the fact that we have, so I've just got, I don't know if this is completely up to date. You might have a different figure, G, in front of you. This was from a tweet from Tom Pelissaro, probably 24 hours ago or so. In the past 5 days alone, 151 NFL players, about 6% of the league, tested positive for COVID-19.
Have you looked at the breakdown of offensive and defensive plays? It is like 95% to 5% of defensive players. I don't know what these defensive players are doing, but you look at it, mate. Like who's hit really bad? Is it the Browns? The Browns. I think
the Bears.
Bears, mate. Go and have a look. I'm looking down to go, okay, what offensive players will I have to have a look at? Mate, they're all defensive players. So I don't know what they're doing in the downtime.
The entire
Rams
defense
are very bad.
Is like
there. Okay, so the Rams, yes, you were right. There's 23 players. This is what I've got on my list here, G. I don't know.
You got it from the same place.
23 players, right?
How many are offensive players? 3, 4?
Well, Darrell Henderson. Now I haven't added in injuries. This is just purely COVID, right?
Yep.
So let's see. OBJ.
What? Just count them, mate.
Bryson Hopkins.
Okay, well, OBJ is going to be okay. He's fine.
Is he?
Yep.
He's going to clear before they play.
He's already cleared, I think.
Darrell Henderson.
I think his second test came back negative.
Darrell Henderson.
No, Isn't that crazy? Like, how many false positives are there? Like, how do we get to a stage where we're doing clinical testing and there's like so many false positives?
Well,
like that wouldn't happen here. If you go for a COVID test,
is he using the same guys as Antonio Brown?
Antonio Brown.
Well, listen, I think. What are we talking about? Because, the rapid antigen tests, I think there's a greater error with those, for example, right? But like if you got the proper test, but see, it might all depend on, where they scrape from, etc. Like there's probably a fair amount of error involved.
Is there? I have no idea about that.
Matt, how you doing? Higby, false positive. Okay. He's now.
What's a false positive? He was negative then positive, or was he positive then negative?
Positive then negative.
Okay.
Yes.
And then positive again. Is that what he's saying?
And positive again now, Matt? I have to wait for an update.
I'll tell you a story. My daughter's boyfriend, he shares a house with a AFL football player.
Okay.
Okay. he caught COVID.
All right.
So my daughter's boyfriend had to isolate in the house for 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
He had to do it for, I think, 2 weeks, the football player.
Yep.
My daughter, she isolated at our place, so we didn't go anywhere either, except came around here and blew on Adrian. Breathed on Adrian. I shouldn't say blew on Adrian. No, I didn't really. So she stayed in the room the whole time. Every time she came out, she had a mask on.
Yes.
And she took a test every day.
Right.
The home ones every day. So she ended up being negative. Her boyfriend negative. The footballer positive, and his girlfriend, who he was sleeping with when he's positive, never caught it.
What?
How's that? She's immune.
That's extraordinary. Matt is saying positive again after getting cleared.
Okay. So
Who
knows?
I don't know what the efficacy of the tests are, and I can imagine that there's a reasonable amount of error given what they're doing. If they're taking bloods, I think that would be completely different. But
is this going to be a lead into what we're doing?
Yes, it totally is.
We're sort of getting to that point.
Yeah, we are very wide and long and winding road. Speaking of the Beatles, not speaking of the Beatles, I've been watching Get Back. It's fantastic.
I've watched bits and pieces.
Yeah, I love it. It's so casual, and it is very fly on the wall.
Yeah, and what's her name's there? Every scene.
Yoko.
Bloody hell!
The rumors were true. The rumors were clearly
she's
true.
like a growth.
Yes. Yeah.
On John Lennon.
Yep.
Seriously, he moves, she moves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Like, is he the first, like, rock god sort of person that's we've actually seen this under the thumb?
That we've seen, mate.
It's almost as though she's there and she doesn't say anything.
No.
She sits there and just watches.
Yep.
It's almost like she's a warden.
Well,
just sorry, we're keeping you up. Okay, let's move on to what we're doing in AJ. So what are we doing?
Yeah, because I kind of distracted you. So look, the idea for this week was, and it's probably a pretty obvious idea, given the amount of COVID outs, but also injuries. So G can add those in. I thought it would be worthwhile just maybe putting forward some players that you could potentially.
Well, we're going to go through the teams.
We're going to go through the teams.
And just a player on the team that you thought you might look at. I don't know. Not that you're going to look at starting them, but you might have to be honest. Because we're at the point of the season with that many people out with injuries, COVID. Yeah. There's not that many people left on the wire anymore.
No.
Because they've all been used up. And I think people are holding on to the benches as tight as they possibly can at the moment because of COVID, especially COVID, more than injuries.
Yes.
Because they're going to figure, mate, I might need these guys. I'm not letting this guy go. I might usually get rid of him. But,
And first week of the fantasy playoffs.
Yes.
Perfect time.
Yes. So do you want me to start?
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll start with the Arizona Cardinals. So COVID-wise, all clear. We're not talking about defensive. We're talking about offensive players.
Oh, because Rodney Hudson on my list here, the center.
Yeah, well, okay, that's.
Okay, but we're just not going to talk about defense or.
No, we're just going to talk about our fantasy starters on offense.
Yeah.
So,
no
but that is a good point because I have written down a couple of tackles that aren't available and stuff like that. But if you want to bring those up, that's cool, AJ. So all clear on the COVID front. Injuries wise, we've got Hopkins out. We've got James Conner, who's questionable with an ankle. But I found this year, questionable means they're playing.
Yeah, it probably means he's playing. He's been
like plenty of players.
Plenty
of players that start questionable. And they have big weeks.
Now, Chase Edmonds is back, isn't he? Maybe.
Well, I didn't see Chase Edmonds on the depth chart.
They didn't activate him last week. They were meant to activate him last week. All the reports were because I think we talked about him, AJ, in his last week's show. Because I mean, they only had James Conner available. That was it. So I think they're saying that he should be activated, but I don't really think that's going to affect Conner.
No, and Zach Ertz is the other one, also with an ankle. He's questionable as well. But like I said, I find questionables are starters.
Yeah.
When you see doubtful, that's when you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So is there anybody at the Cardinals, or we just move on to the next team? We're all pretty
Move
happy.
on. Yep.
Move on.
Move on.
Okay. Next team I have down is the Falcons. All clear on the COVID front. Have we got any offensive linemen, AJ, we should be concerned about?
No.
We're all good.
Mm-hmm.
Injuries, all good.
Wow.
So we'll just move on from the Falcons.
Yes.
We're all good.
Yeah.
We're going to rock this weekend. Are we in the playoff contention?
The Falcons?
So,
I think so.
Each week we're in and out, Ben. Like, are we in this week or are we out this week?
Oh, you're still out. I think you're out, but you're
okay. We'll go.
You're in the hunt, aren't you? You're in the hunt.
I think everybody in the NFC is still in the
hunt. Yeah.
Fair call. Oh, well, the Bucks are definitely in. It's the other three of us sort of battling it out.
That's right.
Okay.
So I was saying then, G, basically our advice is start one player that you should be starting in the Falcons for fantasy this week. Okay.
Yeah. 2.
Mind you.
Oh,
2.
Two?
What did you say 1, 2? Mate, you're starting Kyle Pitts and you're starting Patterson. It's 2.
Oh, you're starting Patterson. Absolutely.
What are you
starting
I'm not sure about Pitts. I'm not sure about Pitts. I mean,
what?
I think you have to start him because, I mean, you probably drafted him. As a high tight end, and let's face it, that position is not.
I was going to say, where is he ranked amongst tight ends? I'll have a look. Keep going.
Well, yeah. I mean, like in terms of the rankings for the week, Fantasy Pros for PPR, this is.
Yep.
He's ranked number 9. So,
he's a starting tight end.
Yes.
He is a starting tight end, but I wouldn't necessarily be starting.
Well, who else are you going to start? What the guy at number what? What number? 18?
Well, I mean,
who's who's number 13?
Listen, there's some notable tight ends that are out
14,
this week.
14 and 15 are Hunter Henry and Tyler Higbee. I'd probably start both of those over Kyle Pitts.
Oh, I don't know about
but Higbee's
Higbee.
not going to be playing.
Well, true.
Is Higbee going to be playing? And Hawkinson's not playing. There's another one.
Big matchup this week.
Anyway,
for the Patriots too.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on.
Anyway,
the Ravens all clear on the COVID front. AJ, anybody we should? Okay, he put his finger up.
No. It's fine.
Is Lamar Jackson?
No, okay. He's in the injury. He's in the injury list.
Yep.
So he's got the ankle. He's questionable. We got Marquise Brown, who's on his illness, who's questionable.
Illness.
I don't know what illness is. And Nick Ball, who we don't worry about because we don't start him anyway because we've got Mark Andrews with the knees questionable. Now, I've got a couple of guys in there. Mate, are you not looking at Rashad Bateman at the moment? Like against Cleveland, 7 for 8 for 103 yards.
Hell yes.
And he looks nice.
But very hard to get though, G.
But I'm not saying you go out and get him, but I'm saying he might be sitting like on your roster.
Yeah. He's probably drafted as a potential flex
he might
option stroke. Because, I mean, particularly in redraft leagues, you're not going to be drafting a lot of, rookies. Like probably Bateman was one that was more of a bench flyer, right? So, but
do you move him up into your lineup this week?
Yeah,
he's
I
a solid start.
There we go.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. We're talking about starters that might not actually be in your lineup right now.
And you know what is a bit concerning? And I'm a big Lamar fan, as you know, G. But Tyler Huntley, Rashad Bateman had a good week last week, and Huntley was getting the ball to him.
Yes.
Something Lamar can't seem to do. And Rashad Bateman has got some of the best hands in this wide receiver class.
Well, if you could run the ball and hand it off to him, he'd probably do a lot better, Lamar.
You're actually running up to him. Yeah.
Well, why didn't they work that out? Hey, Lamar, how about you run 15 yards up? Because you'll get 15 yards, no problem.
Oh, yeah.
And you lateral backwards to Rashad and let him go from there. That's
but I think, if there's a chance for Lamar to play, he has to play because the season is on the line for the Ravens.
Yeah.
So
I think he'll questionable. So I think he'll be playing. Okay. Next one we've got the Bills who are again all clear on the COVID front. Are we getting the all clear from you, AJ?
Yes.
We got okay. Injuries, we've got Emmanuel Sanders, who's doubtful. So I'm pretty much saying doubtful's out. So the one I'd be looking at there is who's Gabriel Davis.
That's the one. It's taken. I mean, it just goes to show, because he was someone we probably spoke about in the off season.
Yep.
He was a little bit of a golden child in the off season for a lot of people, I think. But Manny Sanders has really been a blocker to that.
Well, Manny Sanders is what do we got?
Ganley.
Oh, he's second in yards. He's third in targets, Emmanuel Sanders. So he's probably taken that little bit of a shine off what Gabriel Davis could do.
Yeah, but Gabe Davis had a good week last week, and he's startable. He's definitely startable.
Yes. Okay.
Josh Allen is confirmed.
We talked about him, didn't we, AJ, last week? About
we did.
Just a solid flex, particularly in that matchup against the Bucs, and he repaid us definitely. He's also a guy that it's not a volume thing, but he does get a lot of red zone looks, which is great.
Okay. So we got one. Panthers, all clear on the COVID front. AJ, we're getting the all clear for you for the Panthers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Injuries. I shouldn't say all clear on the COVID front. We got CMC's got COVID, but he's not really a starter for us at the moment, is he?
No.
Injury front, we've got DJ Moore with a hammy who's questionable, so that's a start.
Oof.
And I've really written down nobody, like with Cam Newton and Walker. Are you really starting?
No.
Anybody? Are you looking at starting anybody else?
You'll avoid.
Yes.
Yep.
Or Chuba Hubbard, maybe.
Yep. Ganley's letting us know that Australia are batting again.
Oh, there you go. he's having that's a dig at Ben.
We must have had.
Are they batting again? They're just going to rub it in now.
We must have had like 5, overs of 6 sixes in a row. That's all I can explain.
All right, so we're going to move on from the Panthers.
Yes.
Okay, we've got the Bears. COVID. Andy Dalton, Allen Robinson, Isaiah Coulter, how do you pronounce his last name?
Doesn't matter.
Don't know. I have him in any fantasy teams. Jesse James. Injuries wise, all clear outside of the COVID guys.
Okay.
So who would you be looking at there? Would you be looking at someone like
Mooney?
Oh, well, mate, if you got that's an obvious one. But anybody else, like they're pretty short on receivers there. Would you looking at Demir Bird after he got a few
after last week?
Yeah.
Ooh. Guess if you were desperate, you could.
Well, there's desperate times, mate.
It is.
All right. That's the one I put in there.
Who's
They haven't got much else.
Who's the tight end? It's
Cole Kmet.
Cole Kmet.
Cole Kmet. He's coming on.
Yeah, but Cole Kmet. Yeah, okay.
I know.
But
if you're looking at tight end, you're probably starting him, aren't you?
Oh, of course. It's probably not
Yep.
Well, if you've got a guy on, like AJ said, on one of those Wednesday games, like that you're a bit uncertain about, and you've got Cole Kmet sitting there, that might be a better option just to go with that and feel good about it. Against the Vikings, who give up, the most yards for every week, it seems like at the minute. So it's a pretty solid start, I reckon.
Especially in the fantasy playoffs, right? Like, let's say you're looking at, I could play this guy.
No use playing it safe now, mate.
10 points.
Ooh.
But my better option is going to be this guy who could get me 20 points, but he's in one of those 2 last games.
Yep. Give me the 20. All or nothing.
All or nothing.
Yep.
Okay.
All or nothing.
All right. I guess it's playoffs.
Yep. No prize for second.
Jalen Guyton was one of those guys. So I had the option to start him, instead of maybe some more higher ranked receivers or more established receivers. So I did. And, he only caught 2 balls, but he scored a touchdown with one of those. Yeah, and you've got
6-point scoring leagues. They gave you 8?
Yeah, I think 8.7 or something. Happy with that in a
That's
wide receiver bad. 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Ooh, really?
Oh yeah.
Well,
okay.
It points in the bank at least.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. We got the Bengals up next. All clear on all fronts.
Wow.
All good. All good. The
Start
Bengals.
them all. Start them all.
Start them all. We got the Browns. So
Oof.
on the COVID list, we got
Oof.
Austin
Bad.
Hooper, Kareem Hunt, Jarvis Landry, Baker Mayfield, Case Keenum. On the injury front, we got Kareem Hunt. He's eating up both stacks at the moment.
Yep.
Who's out? He's out. So Anthony Schwartz out. Not that anybody's really starting him. And Harrison Bryant, which is questionable. I don't think there's a lot of people out there starting him either. So
No.
And G, are you going to say him? Go on, say him.
Hold on, I was going to say left and right tackle are both out on the COVID list. Wills and Teller are both out.
Jedrick Wills
are
been
we
out. That's
doing here with the Browns?
Well, it sounds like an Njoku game for a start.
Well, I've got Njoku. I've got Donovan's People-Jones. I've got Rashad Higgins, Dearness Johnson at running back because I might figure, how about we just run the ball? Let's not worry about our tackles.
Who's playing quarterback?
Let's just get the ball and run straight up the middle where we've actually got 3 good starting linemen.
Who's playing quarterback for the Browns?
I don't.
I think it's Nick Mullins. I think it's Nick Mullins.
Yes.
Oh, really?
But there is a chance that Case Keenum could, if he tests negative, he could clear now by Wednesday. Because this was a game that was meant to be today.
Right.
Today.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
All right.
So there we go. That's
bad
for the Browns.
Yeah.
So
the good news is they've got the Raiders, who aren't exactly, defensive masterminds. Although it could be a good week for, starting a Raiders defense special teams if you have them.
Yes. Yep. So
now Nick Mullins, I mean, he's not bad for a third string.
He's not good either.
No, he's not bad, G.
No.
He's not bad.
He's not good. So he's somewhere in between not good and not bad. I don't know what is in the twilight zone in between those two spots, but okay, we'll move on to the Cowboys. So COVID, all clear. AJ, how are we looking on the offensive line front? Have we got a couple?
No.
We got one? We're all good?
Yeah.
Okay, injuries, we've got Tony Pollard, who's questionable, but it looks like he's going to play.
Okay.
We've got Tyron Smith is out in the injuries.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But pretty much we're going to just rock with the Cowboys the way they are. No problems there.
Yep.
Broncos.
Sorry, G. I've got a question to pose to you guys here. Personal question. I'm in a 2 QB league. I'm in a playoff game. My 3 quarterbacks are Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott, and Taysom Hill.
Yep.
I'm
starting Kurt. And I'm starting Dak because I'm not starting Hill because if it wasn't for that late touchdown and another one where it's just like, I don't know if that same thing's going to happen 2 weeks in a row, mate. Sorry.
Well, he's had 2 20+ fantasy weeks.
Yeah, but did you see last week's game?
I did.
Yeah, mate. Well, you're going to start him based on those 2 touchdowns that he had, well, especially the last one.
But it's not for me. Yeah, it's not what Hill's doing, it's what Dak's doing. The last 4 games,
Dak hasn't been good.
4.64, then 25.3, and that was against the Raiders, and then 12.2, and then 11.9.
Yeah, but they got the Giants this week.
Yeah, and give me
good.
and give me the guys that are around him.
And the Saints have got the Bucks too.
Yeah,
so
he's not
that's bad. That's very bad. So I would,
they're in Tampa Bay as well.
In Tampa,
No, I'm going. Like I've got Kurt as one of my 3 quarterbacks. I've been very happy with him as a fill-in this year. Very happy. When Kyler's been down. Okay, we'll move on. There we go. We fixed Ben up. He probably won't listen to us. He'll start Taysom Hill and he'll score 30. Okay, we've got the Broncos.
I don't come on this show for the advice.
So we've got the Broncos. On the COVID list is Mike Boone, but that doesn't really matter. Injuries-wise, we've got Melvin Gordon with a thumb and hip. He's questionable. And Javonte Williams with a knee. He's questionable. We're taking both of those as starters, I'd say. The old questionable tag.
I think you have to.
You have to?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll move on from the Broncos then because everything else is the same. We've got the Lions. Now, on COVID, we got TJ Hawkinson.
Yep.
Injuries-wise, Swift has been ruled out.
Yep.
And Josh Reynolds is questionable with a thigh. So what are we doing? We're doing the same as usual, and we don't start any.
Hawkinson's out.
He's out
for the
season.
For the season. No.
What?
He's had thumb surgery
for the season.
When did that happen? I looked at this today.
Yeah, it was today.
Wow.
Oh, someone's not. They've got to update their bloody website. Okay, well there you go. So Hawkinson's out, so that screws me.
Officially on IR now as well.
Wow. Well, this won't fill you with any sort of confidence, but Brock Wright. I think if you
he sounds like a wrestler.
If you're desperate, he's going to be on your waiver wire at least.
Yeah. No. Well, look, he's got a great QB that could carry that team. Yeah, I'm jumping off.
What if you can't?
Khalif Raymond, maybe.
Oh yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah,
especially if Josh Reynolds is out as well.
Yes, with a questionable with a thigh. Okay, the Packers COVID all clear. It's probably maybe it's so cold up there. COVID just doesn't like that environment. I have no idea. Injuries wise, we've got Equanimeous St. Brown, who's doubtful, so let's rule him out. And Valdez Scanlin, who's questionable with a back. But
they're irrelevant.
They're irrelevant. The only one I'd be looking at outside of obviously is Devante Adams and the running backs is Alan Lazard, who just keeps getting it done.
Yeah, do it, G. That's what I started him last week.
Mate, I start him a lot. Even when he's playing, he trusts Alan Lazard.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry. Can I just mention? It just reminded me talking about Equanimeous. Amon-Ra St. Brown for the Lions.
Yes. What about him?
We just spoke about the Lions.
Yeah.
He's looking good.
He is.
He's looking good. And if you're talking about Josh Reynolds being
the Pharaoh.
The Pharaoh.
The Pharaoh.
Yeah, he's coming on. He's coming on.
All right. Are you on the Alan Lazard ticket, AJ?
I used to be. I don't know if I have a lot of stock left of him. I used to have a little bit. He's very injury prone. It's the only problem.
Well, he had injury.
He's very good
season.
though.
He's good.
He is good.
Yep. All right. We'll move on to the Texans. All clear on the COVID front.
They've got a lot of defenders out.
Yeah.
Jeez. I don't know who's going to be linebacker. Their defensive backfield is completely screwed.
I think that are the Rams absolutely shot at linebacker as well, aren't they?
I
think when we get to them,
the whole defense, the Rams' whole defense.
Gone. It's a wasteland.
It says here under COVID, they've got Grugier Hill and Christian Kirksey, and they dropped Zach Cunningham. They kicked him out. I think he hadn't been.
Oh, really?
Yes, they dropped him.
He's been bad.
Yeah,
I call him the dragger. He's not a tackler, he's a dragger.
They
doesn't
also
tackle you, he drags you down.
They also suspended Justin Reed, probably one of their best safeties, for disciplinary issues as well. That's a laugh, isn't it? But
there we go. So Texas Rex Burkhead's the only one out, questionable with a hip and quad. But in all fairness, you probably only start in one Texan, aren't you?
If that, but yeah.
Yep.
Oh, we starting Cooks. You starting Cooks every week, ain't you?
Yeah, Matt. Look, there's a good one. Yeah, Brevin Jordan.
Yeah, that is a good one.
He is coming on. Last few weeks has been getting some good numbers.
Mate, I'm going to start looking at some Texans game because I sort of just avoid the Texans because it's just a waste of my time looking at them.
Yeah. But Brevin Jordan, that's good. That's a good one, Matt. Yeah.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah. The Colts all clear on all fronts.
Yep.
How are we looking, AJ?
Yeah.
All good?
Yep.
Okay. The Rams, COVID is Darrell Henderson. Injuries-wise, all clear. So
the Rams?
Oh, well, besides the defense. The defense is out of control.
The defense is out of control. Who did we say the Rams are playing? Oh, the Seahawks. Wow. Play all your Seahawks. Russ, this is going to be a get right game for Russ, hey? And DK is going to eat.
Oh, God, DK.
Or Rashad Penny.
What a disappointment.
Rashad Penny?
Someone outbid me in the league.
Oh, no.
I put $350 on him. I thought I was going to get him for $350 out of 1,000. Someone bid 500 and something. Who would that be, AJ?
Was it me?
Yeah, it might have been. I had 700. I thought, do I spend the whole lot?
Well, at this stage, you should.
I probably should have.
Yeah. Can't believe
Probably
we're spending
should've.
that much on Rashad Penny. We're going nuts.
You're exactly right.
Going
It's
crazy.
disgraceful. Tears started to roll down my eyes when I was doing it. Okay, so so Colts are all good. On to the Rams we just spoke about. The Dolphins. So on the COVID, we got Philip Lindsay, but we have Jalen Waddle.
Yep.
On the list.
Absolute
I think
devastating.
they're really hoping though that he might
clear. Okay.
I
was going to say Devante Parker. Good Devante Parker game there.
And we've got tight end Adam Shaheen, so which doesn't really matter anyway. Unquestionable. So if you look at someone that I'm desperate. Who are they playing this week, AJ? Sorry,
the Finns.
Who are the Finns up against, mate?
Hang on. Where are they? Jets.
Would you look at someone like Matt Hollins?
Yeah,
to get two receptions for 30 yards and a touchdown.
Maybe.
He pops up just at these like really bizarre moments.
It is the Jets.
And it's the Jets. Like if you're really desperate for someone, you're looking at a game going, okay, what I need, like this is what I do at this time. Like I've got in one squad, I have Jalen Waddle, Elijah Moore, and Ridley in my squad that none of them are playing. So I started to look at wide receivers, who they're playing against, and who's a guy from the outside that could actually just give me a touchdown. I don't need more than a touchdown from this guy.
Yep.
And Matt Hollins was one of the guys that sort of like against the Jets.
And it's in Florida.
It's in Florida.
Yep.
Well, it's in Miami. Florida's a big place. He could actually play in Miami.
It's in Miami.
Yeah. Not playing Tampa Bay. Maybe Jacksonville.
No, but it's a long way from New York.
It is a long way from New York.
Ben,
Mac Hollins?
Yeah, I had him on my list. 3 touchdowns in the last 4 games. So the last time he played the Jets as well, which was only in week 11, he had his best fantasy score, 14.2 fantasy points. For 2 catches for 72 yards in his score.
72. Oh, geez, I only gave him 30. There you go. I shafted him by 42 yards.
Nice.
Okay, the Vikings, your boys, Ben. On the COVID list, we got Alexander Madison, Tristan Jackson, whatever. DD Westbrook. Injuries-wise, all clear. We're good to go.
Yeah.
So we don't have to really worry about anybody.
Well, Thielen has missed a couple of games with an ankle sprain. He's practiced limited this week, but I mean, I reckon he plays.
He wasn't on their injury list when I looked it up.
Yeah, the guy, bleeds purple. If the game, if the season's on the line, he's going to get out there. And I think he potentially might be maybe limited to red zone, that type third down stuff, maybe.
Okay.
Because they haven't struggled to move the ball.
No, they got Justin Jefferson. Is he not the number 1 wide receiver in Dynasty?
Well, I think him and Cooper Kupp would probably be the 2 that.
I'll be taking Justin. I'll be looking at the age thing, mate. What they're going to give me? How many years are going to give me in Dynasty?
Yeah,
you got a good one there, mate, without a doubt. I'm still trying to work out who my number 5 was in the year that he came out. I have to go back. I don't know if I said Justin Jefferson or Van Jefferson. That's someone. I hope it's Justin Jefferson.
Van was very high. I remember. Gee.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on. And we've got the Saints. COVID, we've got Sean Payton.
I was going to say Sean Payton.
Got Sean Payton. Injuries wise, we got.
Is it Sean Payton or is it Kevin James, the actor?
I was going to say there's that
look
movie.
The same.
What's that? I don't know what it's called.
Kevin James doesn't look like.
Have you seen that ad?
Yeah,
somebody.
No.
That movie.
Yeah.
No.
Is that an actual movie or is it a Netflix
it's
movie?
An actual movie. Yeah, there's 2 movies about football coming out. There's Kurt Warner,
I'm not gonna see Kurt Warner
and then there's this one. And somebody put up a Twitter post saying, "Oh, Kevin James looks exactly like Sean Payton because he's played in the movie." And some guy just replied, going, No, he looks exactly like Kevin James. Like he looks nothing like Sean Payton. Like it was the worst call of all time.
So, and on the injury list, we got little Jordan Humphries.
Yeah, he's not that little.
He's not that little.
No, he's bigger than me.
he's
not
what
little.
Is he? He's about 6'2", 6'3".
I guess when they named him and he's a baby,
why are you calling him
little?
Lil? Like what the hell's like?
Lil, come in, Lil. Come inside.
I don't get that shit. I seriously don't. You know, what happened to the good old fashioned names like Bob and
Bob.
Harry, and, James. What happened to the good Catholic names?
Good Catholic names.
Hey, bloody hell.
Oh, gee.
Okay.
Right.
So really the Saints, everybody's on board. We're all good.
Yeah.
I'm
What-
not
what's wrong?
I'm
What's
not
wrong with the
really on
Saints?
board with the Saints offense, to be honest.
No.
No,
Alvin
Kamara.
Yeah, that's it.
And you're thinking about starting Hill. So
Yeah. I mean, I think Hill's a good option for
Yeah,
teams that maybe,
okay.
have not got a great matchup or a quarterback that isn't performing well.
yeah. Like I know what like I said, I know what Hill scored last week, but when you watch the game, I'm thinking if that's what I'm relying on, I ain't starting him. Sorry.
No.
It's interesting. Sorry to just
That's
with
right, mate.
that. Like Taysom Hill, he is ranked number 10 this week on Fantasy Pro. So I mean, he's probably going to start.
Are they watching the games or are they just doing box scores?
Well, I mean, it's interesting though because like you look at this and then Ryan Tannehill's at number 18. So I mean, that could be a lot of people probably drafted Ryan Tannehill quite high in fantasy. And do you want to play him against Pittsburgh or would you play Taysom Hill against the Bucks? I think it's a good.
Oh, that's a.
I think it's a good question.
Now that's a different. Now you're talking something different compared to the guys that you spoke about. The three that you had. I'm starting to get a bit feisty now. I'm finished this gin and tonic. That's where I'd probably risk the Taysom Hill thing because that'd be probably like my cutoff because Tannehill hasn't been that great. I looked at his scores actually because I looked at picking him up in just in a managed league. Just think, just what's out there, and I looked. Ryan Tannehill's out there, and then I looked at it. I'm not going there.
Yeah,
no. Okay, the Giants. COVID. We've got Kadarius Toney and John Ross. John Ross. He's still in the league.
Yes.
Bloody hell. Injuries wise, we've got Daniel Jones who's out, and Sterling Shepard with a calf, but I think he was questionable last week.
He was questionable.
Same thing last week, and he played, but.
So we're looking at Mike Glennon this week. Is that?
We're looking at Mike Glennon. So would there be anybody? at the Giants you're looking at? If you really would, Kyle Rudolph be someone you're looking at? It's like, geez, mate, if you just give me a touchdown out of your tight end, that's gold. Out of a tight end, if he can give you like I said, if he can give you the Mac Hollins things like 2 for 30 and a touchdown from the tight end position,
you're praying, aren't you?
Of course you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, there might be some really desperate people out there that have made the playoffs and gone, oh my God, I've been absolutely ravaged by injuries and this COVID thing. Where'd this COVID thing come from?
I mean, one guy I had on my list here, which is, I don't know, maybe it's a surprise, maybe it's not, is Devante Booker, who, if you're looking for, say, a running back 2, might be a decent option. The last 2 weeks he's had running back finish 25 and 21. He scored 10 and 12 points, and he's getting a lot of work. He's got 9 targets and 8 catches in that time.
That's great.
So, like, he's a sneaky guy that, if some of these guys, like, say if you've got Kareem Hunt, that might, and he's out, that might be a good guy to go and just plug. That gives you maybe that sort of production up there.
Yeah. Okay. Very good.
It is good.
Against Dallas as well, who haven't been fantastic against the run.
Except Micah Parsons, who's an absolute. My son came up to me this week and he goes, "Have you seen that guy that plays for the Cowboys?" And I said,
Yeah.
are you talking about Micah Parsons? He goes, oh, yeah, he wears number 11. I said, yeah. He said, mate, he came on and said, hey, mate, this NFL thing, this is pretty easy.
What?
He goes, he's finding the NFL pretty easy.
Who, Parsons?
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
He's making it look easy.
Mate, he's killing it.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
killing it. He's a machine.
He probably for months and months
screw
and
you,
months
Randy,
and months.
the bloody Memphis.
We,
He took him one pick before me.
He listened to people say how much of a big step it is going from college to the NFL, and he's just been like,
what are you talking
really?
about? It's actually, I actually feel I've gone backwards.
We give Jerry Jones a lot of grief, don't we? As we should.
Oh, I love Jerry.
But like he's picked in the last 2 years, he's picked CD Lamb and he's picked Micah Parsons.
Oh, he picked CD Lamb. Mate, CD Lamb, mate, it was like he was at a club where they have brass poles and it fell into his lap.
I know.
Mate, it fell into the Falcons' lap and they didn't pick him.
Well, exactly. You've got to give him at least the credit for picking the guy. But he's basically picked the future of their stars that kids are going to wear the jerseys for the next 10 years on both sides of the ball, you know?
Yeah. Like Jesus Christ. Like he must have thought, oh well, Falcons, they need someone. Julio Jones hasn't got long there. They're going to get rid of him. So who are we going to take? Because CD Lamb's going to go. He fucking what? That would have been when he's on his yacht too. Yeah. He would have got. He probably ran off and jumped off the side of it if it wasn't so goddamn big and high. He'd probably die. He's like jumping off the Westgate. Okay, we've got the Eagles. COVID. We've got Quez Watkins.
Did we do the Jets?
Mate, I'm going in my order, mate.
Oh, sorry.
I'm going in my order.
All right.
Okay, I'm going the COVID order that I read through today.
All right.
You got the Eagles. Quez Watkins and Jason Huntley, but whatever. Injuries all clear, so we can probably just keep rolling on from the Eagles. Now we have the Jets.
Okay.
I did get confused when I did it, AJ. I was looking at one and the next one below. I was writing the wrong ones in, so I had to actually scribbled it out. So we got the Jets. We got COVID. We got Elijah Moore.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Injuries all clear. But we do have Michael Carter, who is IR, but it's been designated to return.
Ooh.
So probably they haven't done it yet. Well, on the websites I were today, he's still IR and he hasn't been designated to return, but they can do it.
Okay. That's not helping, is it? Because, no,
it's not.
I find at the moment, like everybody, probably every fantasy player in the world.
Jets are what? The Jets are on what day? Sorry, AJ? Scroll down.
They're on Monday.
They're on Monday. Normal day. Okay.
At the Fins.
I feel like a lot of weeks this year, but like this week in particular, I've been like checking my lineups daily and changing them daily.
Mate, it's a 5 a.m. start here too, bastards.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they make it like the what is it, the 8:05 start or whatever they have? All right.
Berrios. It's G.
What about him?
10 targets last week.
Oh yeah, if someone to look at,
yes,
without doubt.
He's a new Jamison Crowder, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah, he's like basically taken over that sort of slot role in the middle, peppered with targets. They work, he'll probably
is he the Jets version of Hunter Renfrow?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's that guy who is just gonna get peppered, with targets. He might only go for 60, 70 yards, but in PPR, like he's definitely a good solid ad.
Yeah, he's not Hunter Renfrow either before people start saying, I reckon Hunter's great.
Yeah,
no, he's in the Wes Welker sort of. Oh, that sort of.
He is.
Doesn't mind getting hit. I don't know if he likes getting hit, but he takes one for the team.
Yeah, last week when we were doing the flex thing, it was always like, as soon as you think flex, you think Hunter Renfrow. But actually, he's like a wide receiver too now. You've got to bump him up to that sort of second wide receiver.
Mate, if you can start him in your flex, you're laughing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next on the board is the Steelers. So all clear on all fronts. Yep. Okay, we're all clear with you?
Yeah.
Excellent. No buzz in the tower. We good? Excellent. Seahawks. On the COVID list, we have Alex Collins, and oh my God, can it not be this week that I'm playing Ben? Tyler Lockett. I'm just giving that.
He
I'm
might
giving
get there,
that.
G. He
He
might
get there.
Yeah, so we got Tyler Lockett. So injuries were all clear.
I mean, it's like the last. Well, that and the Washington game. It's the last game of the week.
Yep.
Yeah.
So again, if you're going to hold out hope, right? What are you going to do if you put him in your starting roster? You need a backup plan.
Well, at the moment I've got a player in there.
Yeah.
On the same team.
Okay. Freddie Swain.
Which would yes, I have Freddie Swain. I went and picked him up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and chucked him in there for now.
call.
So it gives me the option because I'm gonna have to play him because my team sucks against Ben. It was mate, if you saw my COVID and my injury list, I'd kick Ben's ass, but that's not gonna happen. And Dwayne Eskridge is the other one who outsnapped him.
Talk about the Melbourne League last week, G. That's what happened to me, mate.
Oh bullshit, mate! You would have lost anyway. Come on, come on.
Dwayne Eskridge.
Yes, is the other one I have written down here. So because you know what's going to happen. What's going to happen? No Tyler Lockett, mate. Yeah, DK Metcalf is what like. Don't worry about double coverage. You're going to mate. Like you can beat us with Freddie Swain.
Yeah,
if you want, and Dwayne Eskridge. See how you go with that.
Serious question here.
Yep.
Because I've heard him talked about this week on some podcasts from our American friends. Is it Dwayne or is it Dwayne Eskridge? Because apparently,
yes,
it's spelled Dwayne, but people are saying Dwayne Eskridge.
Does he have the
he has an apostrophe?
So there's no apostrophe.
Right.
I think there is.
I don't know.
Is there? Look it up.
I think there's an apostrophe in there.
I'm in AJ's basement where we don't because it's a bomb shelter.
There is. Yeah, it is the apostrophe.
Oh, so he's
Dwayne rather than Dwayne.
Dwayne.
Yeah.
Dwayne. Okay, we got that right. Okay, we don't want to upset him. He never come on the pod when we want to interview him. Okay, the Titans.
Yeah.
COVID, there's Fitzpatrick, no big deal. Injuries all clear, so we can probably move on from the Titans.
Yep.
Washington on the COVID list, we have Kyle Allen.
Terrible.
We got Heineke on there as well, and Cam Sims, all clear on the injury front. But we got your two quarterbacks. Your two quarterbacks, your starter and your backup on the COVID list. Will
they get there before?
Yeah,
Wednesday?
Well, that's why they pushed it down there. And their defensive COVID list is pretty long too, isn't it, AJ? Is
it's right? Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of control.
They got 23 players on this list total.
Yeah. And how many are offensive? Maybe 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying there's something going on with the defense of these teams. They're getting out. I don't know if they're hitting the clubs a bit harder or whatever they're doing, the defensive guys. But if you look at the COVID list of all teams, 95% I reckon are defensive players.
Yeah.
So who would you look at? Would you look at maybe like a JD McKissick, maybe throwing him in there like another that?
Yeah, I guess.
The other one,
he was a bit questionable as well.
Humphreys. I think Adam Humphreys is a guy probably as well.
I'm looking at the two quarterbacks that are missing, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, how much are you going to be throwing the ball around the field?
Yeah. Yeah, good point. Yeah, McKissick probably does come up the ranks quite a bit then.
Okay, let's move on to the Raiders. All clear on the COVID front.
Yep.
And the injury, once again, Darren Waller is still out.
Yep.
So it's all probably systems.
Do you play Moreau? He didn't look very good last week.
Yeah, I've got him in a few rosters, and I just haven't put him in over a couple of guys. Like I got Zach Ertz. I've been playing Zach Ertz.
Oh yeah, you would. Yeah, you would. But the first game, there was a game earlier this year where Waller was out and Moreau balled out.
I think he's had a couple of good games without Waller.
Yeah, he's good, but I just don't think he was targeted. That might have been the problem. He might have only had 1 or 2 targets.
Okay.
Was it last week?
They didn't have a good week though last week. The Raiders,
no, they didn't.
Okay, Tampa Bay, we're all clear on the COVID front.
Yep.
Injuries, we got Leonard Fournette with an ankle, but he returned to practice, so we're all good there.
Yep.
So I think we're just roll with your Tampa Bay Buccaneer guys as you have been all year.
Yep.
The 49ers all clear on the COVID front. Injuries wise, we got Elijah Mitchell who is out.
Oof.
So
Wow.
are we looking at
Who's
Jeffrey
the
Wilson?
running back?
Jeffrey Wilson.
The Jermichael Hasties also in the he's in the.
How do you pick now? I don't think you can.
I think the better option is if it's still available.
Cole Juszczyk.
No, it's just give up everything and go draft George Kittle. Like trade him wherever you can. If he's still available, just offer 6 first-round picks.
and just be prepared that Deebo Samuel's not going to catch any passes. He's going to be playing the
running back,
the Cordero Patterson role.
Yeah.
I'm not I understand obviously that Deebo on the ground has been phenomenal, but why then just eliminate him from the passing game? He was that kind of slot guy who was taking it. I mean, when they absolutely smashed the Rams, it was him who, caught those 2 balls that went for touchdowns. So don't get that one, really.
No, I don't understand how you can get 15 yards down the field to a guy that's moving and already got steps on his defender, and he gets yards out of the catch instead of him running and getting a handoff from the quarterback, and he's got to make it past the line first.
Yeah.
Get the 15 yards that he could have got on the throw, and then whatever he's after that. I'm with you, Ben. I think Kyle sort of thinks he's a bit smarter than everybody else sometimes, but I still wish we had him. Oh, well, not now. But I did. Okay, the Jags all clear on the COVID front.
Ooh,
injury.
One big out. There's one big out.
Carlos Hyde and Urban Meyer.
Yes.
Oh my God. He can go
I
back
loved
to
how
grinding.
the interim head coach. I forget. It was the offensive coordinator. What was his name?
Is Carlos Hyde out because Urban Meyer's out?
I don't know.
They're like a package deal. Like, okay, I'm going.
But they asked him a question about, how are you going to use James Robinson? And he just said, James Robinson is our starting running back, and he will be used accordingly. I just thought it was like a perfect response.
Man,
yeah.
There's so much has been said. We don't really need to get down.
It took far too long though, and I used an expletive in there too.
It did take too long for them to do it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You're 100% right.
Okay, and the last team we have on the list. How are we going with time, AJ?
Not too bad. Now a 7.
Oh, it's okay. We have the Patriots, who are all clear on the COVID front because they're not allowed to get COVID because Bill said don't.
Yeah,
and they all do, as they're told, which is great. That's what you want for
yeah.
Injuries. Damian Harris out.
Oh, yes, he is.
Nick Folk, who's been questionable every game this year with the same injury with a knee. So he's all good. And don't say he's a kicker. Mate, he's probably – I'd like to see – mate, he's scored more points probably than a lot of, of your wide receivers running backs this year.
He has.
I don't think is he something – I think I read something he's like 28 from 28 from inside 50.
Wow. That's impressive.
And Brandon Bolden, who's questionable with a knee. Now, I don't know if he's been questionable with a knee.
He's almost every game.
Every game, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
And he's screwing it up for everybody. So, mate, to me, the obvious is Ramonde Stevenson, especially with Damian Harris.
Well, if Harris is out.
Yeah. Tough matchup this week, though.
Or Bolden still continues to get a bit of ball.
He gets a fair bit of ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, mate, and to be honest, mate, he deserves people – like from the fantasy, why they keep giving it to him, because he keeps getting freaking yards when they give him the ball.
Yeah.
This is football, not played in real football.
Yes,
not based on what we think.
No, that's right.
Yes, that's all I had. So
okay.
For the Patriots, so that we've done everybody.
We have. Okay.
I don't know if we helped anybody.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There might be no helping.
Look, you're at the stage now with it's like we say every year, it's like go with who brought you.
Yep.
Because when you start second guessing yourself in the playoffs, to maybe either be a little bit smart or, mate, I've learned that you go with who brought you, and if they fail, they fail, but they got you there. And you go, I could have done this guy, I could have done that. Well, you didn't do it during the year, so why do it now?
Yes, exactly.
So I'm just rolling with, except that when I'm playing Ben this week, I have to roll with guys that I've never used before because everybody's on COVID.
Yeah.
You might just roll with who got you to the point. And if it doesn't work out for you, it doesn't work out for you.
Yep.
You know, because there's nothing worse than putting someone in to your lineup that might have only started for you maybe once or twice all year.
Yeah.
And you stick them in and they fail. And the guy that you pulled out, trying to be a little bit smart, outscores them. Or maybe the reason that you lost. And you just kick yourself. I don't kick myself if I roll with my starters and they lose. That's just that's what it is.
No. You got to, you're absolutely right. Otherwise you have that fantasy regret. You're going to have it for a few months, a good number of months.
I'll get over it next day.
I'm not saying you harp on it for a few months. I'm just saying,
okay.
It's like, because that's the last game of your fantasy season, in that league at least.
Yeah.
You have to live with it.
And the good thing is you don't have to look at your lineups every week. Okay, I'm out. I don't have to look Thursday night. I don't have to go through all my fantasy lineups to make sure who's playing on the Thursday night game. Friday, because it's Friday for us.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, there's nothing better than going through your lineups, and I don't even look at the players. I just look at who's playing.
Yes.
Sunday. Perfect. I don't have to worry about it for another 3 days.
Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah.
I just sort of.
This week's a pain in the ass.
I don't do my proper lineup. I just check, who's playing the Thursday night.
Yep.
Do I have to pull people out, put people in?
If I just look at who's playing Thursday, if there's a Thursday night there, I don't care who else is playing in that when I put the lineup in, because I'm going to change it anyway. Just as long as that person gets to start that week.
Yep.
I'm all good.
Yeah, very good. Very
Excellent.
Good.
All right.
Nice.
We're done.
Easy. Well, sort of easy.
It was good to be back.
Yeah, fantastic. Good to have you back, G. And wow, what a week. This is going to be going for a little while. And I got an email just before we hit record on this from MFL saying they've pushed all the waivers back. You remember we had this last season, COVID-wise. There was a week or two like this.
I don't worry about that, mate, because you run all our leagues. I don't have to worry about that stuff.
Oh,
I just send you texts. What's going on with the bloody waivers, AJ? Do your job.
Oh, man.
Bloody commissioner.
Anyway, so this week is going to go on and on and on and on.
Yeah, so give your commissioners a break.
Hell yeah.
Cut them some slack, for God's sake.
Oh, gee. Anyway, very good luck with your fantasy playoffs. Week 15, beginning of the fantasy playoffs for most leagues. And yeah, what a week. Gee, let's hope we don't have any more sort of horrible surprises. We probably will, though, won't we? We probably will.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
I guarantee we're going to have a few more COVID outs before the game start.
Yeah,
especially until Wednesday. Yeah, good chance.
There is a good chance it's really going to screw with people.
Yeah.
As you said, some of the number of defensive players. Wow.
We're probably lucky that this, what's it called? Omicron?
Omicron
mm-hmm. didn't happen sooner because it's more, they say it's more contagious.
It is.
That doesn't seem as bad, but highly more contagious. Like, mate, we're lucky we didn't have that rocking up like halfway through the season. It's sort of rocking up now.
Yeah.
But it could, we've still got 3 games to go and the playoffs. So it could still cause, fantasy-wise, we might just scrape through.
Yeah.
But real football-wise,
interesting times.
Yes.
And I think as fantasy managers as well, you gotta make sure you keep checking your phone about all the ins and outs. And maybe we should just do that right now. Have you guys?
Mate, I had to really cut back on my porn.
Yeah.
Because of this.
G, have you got your phone there? Just check that there's no.
I'm checking.
There's no messages. Have you just checked your messages and nothing there?
I
make sure there's no specifics around players out, etc.
No, I haven't got anything at the moment.
No, that's good.
Should I have something? Did you send me something?
I might have sent you a message from the Department of Victorian Health, but apart from that, it might take a while to come through.
I'm okay to be here, aren't I?
I tell you,
I QR coded before I came in.
Maybe he's doing a Tyler Higbee. He's going to be back on the COVID list by tomorrow.
Oh.
We might not see him next week.
I just know that, especially in a country that's not in the US, every morning we wake up and look at our phones, there's something, like someone's on COVID.
Sleeper gives me like, I get up in the morning and there's like 13 bloody things from Sleeper.
Oh, it's sometimes a shock to the system. You go, oh my!
And Sleeper's quite not good because a lot of people sort of take the piss out of it. Like when they give you the messages, when you start reading through some of the responses are quite funny. But like they'll give you, what's his name's out, and then 5 minutes, nah, he's in, he's all good. Oh, he's limping again. It was like, so which one is it, dude? So anyway, okay,
man. All right, okay, let's wrap this up. So yeah, thanks very much for tuning in, and best of luck with your matchups for week 15.
What the hell is that? Well, I don't even know what the hell is that. Did you type that?
No, that's what you get when you get pinged at a location in Melbourne.
Have you? So you've had one of these?
No, my wife has. So yeah,
your wife's
that's
had.
why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, when you have to isolate, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, that only works if you actually do the QR code or just don't walk straight in.
Well, some places do and some places don't, right?
Yes, yeah,
Gee,
exactly right.
Man. All right. Okay, all right. Well, thanks everybody. Best of luck. Keep well.
Yes, good luck.
And good luck to you.
Yep.
All right. Thanks a lot. And on behalf of G, myself, and Ben, have a fantastic week, and we'll catch you later.
Next time.
Next time.